This movie was hyped as Max Zhang versus Anderson Silva. The truth is, it's CGI versus green screen. Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Meadowlark Lemon, and this is my review of Invincible Dragon. Invincible Dragon was directed and co-written by Fruit Chan. The movie apparently was finished almost 2 years ago, and for reasons we'll probably never know, sat around that whole time, and or got fiddled with, to some extent. Who knows? Which can be said about the story in this movie. A very focused cop is out to catch a serial killer. He also has a grudge to settle with an old fight opponent. And there's a dragon. And lots of digital effects. Invincible Dragon plays fast and loose with reality, which is a good and bad thing. It makes the film a lot of fun to watch, but it also makes it really kind of hard to care about anyone or anything that happens in the movie. But I definitely have to say, Lam Soo steals the movie in the opening scene. And considering that's the only one that he's in, that's saying something. Now, like I said in the opening of this review, the thing that's supposed to really sell the movie, you know, the fight between Max Zhang and Anderson Silva, is literally unbelievable. Especially because so much of it is just really obvious green screen and digital effects, and not expensive green screen or digital effects. It's kind of embarrassing, but so is the writing. At one point, Anderson Silva asks Max Zhang, "Do you remember the fight a few years ago?" Well, do you think he forgot? Now, I assume that that's Anderson Silva's real voice, but he's still obviously overdubbed. I don't blame him for the resulting awfulness. I blame the production. He sounds best when he speaks his native language. You know, if I say Portuguese, people will comment that it's Brazilian, and if I say Brazilian, they'll say, no, it's Portuguese, so don't say anything. But every other time that he, opens his mouth, the dubbing kind of plays the role of Chris Weidman. It's a shame that Invincible Dragon is so shambolically weird, because Max Zhang is a really entertaining and really watchable martial arts actor, and brings a lot of charisma and depth to a character that, not every martial arts actor could. Now, speaking of characters, the only way that Annie Lou's character could have tried any harder to make her feelings about Max Zhang's character clearer would have been if she reached into her pants and threw her lady bits right at him. Frankly, her character does little or nothing to improve Fruit Chan's interesting portrayals of women. I think the thing that kept the double mastectomy reveal from being truly offensive were the laughably bad digital effects used to render it. Now, in another scene, I was wondering, why did the most senior cop puke at the sight of a body? It couldn't be because she's a woman. Could it, Fruit? I'm not being homophobic, that's dude's name. But, if we're honest, Fruit Chan's blind spots aren't limited to gender. Some of the dialogue is entertaining. During one fight, Anderson tells Max, "You must die or be killed." Okay. At another point, someone asks, "Where is hell exactly?" I'd say it was in the cinema showing this movie. When your movie opens with what really seems like an audio mistake, well, at least it helps the audience set their expectations low. When your movie's first plot point recalls The Case of the Cold Fish, a movie which I actually enjoyed, you got problems. At a very specific point, the movie jumps the tracks. If I caught a round in the chest, I'd hope that my boss would instruct my colleagues to do something more than just keep an eye on him. Now, I'm not a believer in traditional Chinese medicine, and to be honest, this movie doesn't help. A TCM practitioner's mother had cancer. The practitioner had cancer too, and tells someone it may be genetic. You think? Bonus points, though, for Annie Lou talking about how soft the skin of the buttocks is. It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the Yase Mei again. Speaking of skin and skepticism, my Chinese friend's mother-in-law told him not to give the baby any soy sauce because it'll make her skin dark. My friend, who is a doctor, didn't agree. So maybe that's why Anderson Silva and Juju Chan have a son who's darker than all three of them put together. In fairness, though, I did think it was really funny when Anderson Silva at one point tells a Chinese cop, all you guys look the same. And, you know, as long as I'm trying to find things to be entertained about, there is a very strong contender for subtitle of the year in this movie. A very anxious criminal worries about the police closing in. They're going to come on us soon. I hope not. I didn't know it was that kind of movie. And I guess if we're really trying to be fair, Invincible Dragon isn't the worst movie featuring a non-Chinese martial artist with the word invincible in the title. That honor goes to 1992's Invincible, which features a then unknown, kinda like now, Billy Blanks as a predatory gay mercenary. No, really. I kind of enjoyed this movie. I mean, the review doesn't really let you know that, but it's not a good movie, but it was fun to watch. I mean, it goes by. I can give it that. And it's kind of fun because you sit there taking it in and thinking, how on earth does this make sense to anybody, especially the director? But it's, you know, it has its moments. It's interesting. So if you want to watch it, go do it. It is a good movie for a big screen. Just, you know, like I always say, if you want to watch the movie, just don't steal it. Don't be like that, okay? If you enjoyed this review, please let me know. And if you didn't, let me know. If you enjoy the channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.